People, I'm Shaggy the Opinionated Hippie, and these are my top 10 favorite Tom Petty songs as of today, sometime in June, the longest day of the year, in June 2023. How did we get to Tom Petty from Frank Zappa? Frank Zappa mentions Tom Petty in the last USS show. Ed Mann's doing his like Dylan impersonation during that weird Torture Never Stops breakdown, and Frank calls him Tom Petty or says something about Tom Petty. Want to say it pops up in other shows too. I thought it was a secret word on one of the shows, but I couldn't find evidence of that. That might just be me mismembering things. Mismembering things. Membering things. Tom Petty was also in the Traveling Wilburys with Dylan and George Harrison, who I've also done Dylan and then the Beatles on here. Anyways, my top 10 songs, and then I will put the list on the screen when I'm done. Number 10, Fault Lines off Hypnotic, their most recent really good album, or their last really good album. Nice bluesy jam to open up, just kind of a really good, loose, jammy, band sounds great, really good vibe, kind of an early 70s blues rock jam type thing. Something you could hear the Allman Brothers doing, or like maybe Santana even at times. Yeah, just really good song. Number 9, First Flash of Freedom off Mojo. Also sounds like the Allman Brothers. Kind of the bass line reminds me of Dreams. Has a really nice loose vibe to it. Almost a little more proggy in the beginning. A lot going on in the beginning musically that the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers normally don't do. But then it kind of eases into this very Dreams-esque landscape. Oh, absolutely fantastic song. Plus good lyrics. Number 8, Supernatural Radio off of the soundtrack from She's the One. Another really good album. Starts off kind of like, sets a really nice sort of like, plotting sounds negative, but just this like kind of confident little slow little strut with nice piano flavors, and then kind of builds atmosphere for a while, and then the lyrics come in, and he's trying to hear somebody on his supernatural radio, and then the end, some really good guitar energy, and just a really nice guitar freak out workout at the end, like actual like solo jammy type territory for a little tiny little bit. It's a really neat song, a really neat journey. Just finding the band kind of stretching out a little bit more than normal, just kind of veering away a little bit from like standard pop rock territory, which they do well, but these diversions I enjoy. Number 7, Shadow of a Doubt, A Complex Kid off Damn the Torpedoes. Just love everything about this song. Love every melodic hook, the verses, the choruses, the there goes my baby, just that beginning opening like vocal. Still really good song on an almost perfect album. My number 7, Shadow of a Doubt, A Complex Kid. Not the last album that will come from not the last song to come from Damn the Torpedoes. Number 6, It's Good to Be King from Wildflowers. Just that piano part in the beginning, the way it sets it up. Absolutely love Tom Petty's delivery on this. So many great little couplets. It's good to be high and never come down, or what are all the things he says? Just, I don't know, not really good with lyrics. But yeah, just, it's a vibe, it's a groove, it's just like, it's good to be king. This is like a confident strut to this song. Like, not too cocky, but definitely self-assured. And the music just kind of matches the lyrics just absolutely perfectly. Number 5 is one of those songs that I always think like I've heard too many times in my life and I don't need to hear it again. But then when I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, this is a good song. And that's The Waiting. It is the hardest part. It is probably, there are 2 lines of music that I quote way too often. I teach kindergarten. Ever since the movie Frozen come out, possibly my most quoted line is "The cold never bothered me anyway." I try to squeeze that into as many instances as possible. Drives the kids nuts. It's a good way to just kind of like keep them on their toes. But the other thing is, anytime there's any sort of impatience or anything going on, I'm like, you know what Tom Petty always says, the waiting is the hardest part. And the first couple months, they're always like, who's Tom Petty? Why do you say this? Then by the end of the year, anytime anybody's like, I'm like, they're like, I know, Tom Petty, the waiting, we understand. So yeah, it works on building patience. So it's another reason I love this song. Probably should be number 1, simply for that. But the Waiting, just a fantastic, fantastic song on Hard Promises, their fourth album. Number 4, Here Comes My Girl, the second song off Damn the Torpedoes. Just the whole way the song sets up, that guitar part comes in, Tom Petty's spoken lyrics, just the whole everything about the lyrics, the choruses, just the entire energy of this song and the way it just sets up this vibe and this mood, and like another song where the band needs to get so much credit for just setting up this awesome sort of like just musical sort of environment to hang out in for a while. Great song. Here Comes My Girl, number 4. Number 3, American Girl. I mean, if I had to pick like one song to represent Tom Petty, I might pick American Girl. It's not my favorite, though it's a perfect song. The way it starts off with that guitar comes in, then the rest of the band just kind of kicks in, and then it's like those opening lyrics about, oh, I can't even think the opening lyrics now. The drums kick in, and now I'm blanking because I can only think of the lyrics to Shadow of a Doubt. But everything about it, and there's a fantastic line in here, like one of my favorite lyrics of all times, which is escaping me because I can only now think of Shadow of a Doubt. The opening line. Well, she was an American girl raised on promises. Man, that's a good line. And then it just gets better from there. The whole thing is just perfect. I think it is an iconic song. It's one of those songs that needed to be written at some point in time. Tom Petty dropped it as the last track on his first album. Like, who did not realize this was an opening number, would define Tom Petty for his career? It should have. But American Girl, a perfect song. Number 2, Louisiana Rain off Damn the Torpedoes, the closing track. Something about that song, just everything about it. Tom Petty's vocal delivery, the verses, the choruses, the whole vibe of it. I do actually think the version that's on playback, which was his incredible, awesome box set, there is the first 3 CDs are like a greatest hits collection, and then the last 3 CDs are like these odds and ends and B-sides and stuff that didn't make it. There is a version of Louisiana Rain on the last 3 CDs that is even better than this one. That is absolutely fantastic. I think just a magical song that puts me in the feels all the time for some reason. And my number 1, the song that I originally fell in love with Tom Petty when I was a kid. I still listen to it now, and I'm absolutely amazed. It's only like 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. So much happens in that span. They set up a vibe. They set up an atmosphere. The lyrics come in. There's a nice little guitar little part in it. Everything about it is tasty and perfect, and that's Breakdown. Absolutely, just a perfect song. Two of these top 10 songs are from his debut album, interestingly enough. But anyways, yeah, in fact, all of the top 5 are from his first 4 albums. Then we jump all the way to Wildflowers after that. But anyways, there they are. That's the list right there. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, really good. There's a lot of songs that could go on this list that I think in recent years kind of fell off because those ones at the bottom, the Fault Lines, First Flash, Supernatural, more recent albums have I really, really like those recent albums. I think they're really, really good. They're kind of pushing some things out just because of their freshness. But yeah, really good, really great artist. So yeah, anyways, that was my top 10 list. Let me know your top 10 list. Again, if you can't agree to disagree, then don't even bother watching these videos because we're probably going to disagree. Otherwise, it would not be interesting, would it be? No, it would not be. Anyways, that's all I got. Peace. Talk to you later.